Good afternoon, teachers, parents, and everyone who is watching on our Sekolah Victory Plus YouTube channel. We are Phoebe and Tessa from Grade 10 Milkyway.
This afternoon, we'd like to show you what we have achieved after months of hard works. To start, we welcome Ibu Agnes Budiastuti, our MYP coordinator, to say a few words.
Hello, my name is Agnes Budi, and I'm the MYP coordinator at Sekolah Victory Plus. I'm very proud of our grade 10 students who managed to complete their personal project offsite due to the pandemic. They did their research online, they facilitated virtual consultations, and completed all other activities in the completion of their project in these very trying circumstances. I want to thank all of the supervisors for passionately and patiently guiding all of the students throughout the process. I would also like to express my appreciation to our parents for their help in ensuring our students to complete their project. I hope this exhibition can be an inspiration for the ninth graders when they will complete their project next year. Please enjoy.
Well, thank you, Ibu Budi, for your guidance throughout the personal project process. Now, without further ado, here are the 2021 MYP Personal Project!
Hi friends, my name is Siputra. I'm from Tel Milkyway. So this is my personal project. Let's use our masker. Next, please, Miss Andini. So the table of content is goal, global context, challenge, research, criteria, process, and the product. Next, please. So I'm gonna make the masker to reduce the use of one-time usage masks by creating an eco-friendly mask and the packaging. That's my goal. Next, please. The impact of decision making of humankind and the environment through this project with the presence of masks made. I helped reduce disposable medical masks which caused waste around the environment. That's my globalization and sustainability. Next, please. So for my the challenges is the manufacturing process is not easy and invites people around to help reduce medical waste. Yeah. Basically, from my research result is the first one is the material used. The second, a place of packing that supports the program without plastic, and the third is the courier who saved my max based on mine. Yeah. For the criteria is the first one is supposed to be 3-ply masker, and the materials is from fabric. For the accessories, neck loop made of colorful beads, and the range for the price is 20,000 rupiah till 50,000 rupiah. And the packaging is the cardboard and colorful paper base without plastic, so help the environment. Yeah. So here my process timeline from August until February. Next. So for the products, I'll promote on my Instagram. So guys, you can check my Instagram and that from promotion on my Instagram. Don't forget to follow. The reflection for myself is I learn on how to make my own product, and I learn on how to do business. And the last is I learned that use every tip of Max is to be more eco-friendly. So this is from my presentation. I'm really apologize if there's something issue. Thank you.
Hi guys, today I will be explaining about my personal project. So my personal project is about learning a language. The title is Mastering Mandarin. As you all can guess from the title, my goal is to be able to speak Mandarin and also to be able to write Hanzi. On the global context, under the personal and cultural expression, I want to discover new value and culture from their language, so I can express and reflect the diversity to improve my creativity. In the process, there are some challenges I encountered. Memorizing the Hanzi is the most difficult one. I kept forgetting it after I learned it. The second challenge for me is managing my time. There are a lot of tasks from school and other courses that I have to attend. It is hard to manage all the activities well. For the research, first I searched about Mandarin Proficiency Level or HSK. I found that there are 6 levels of HSK, HSK 1 until HSK 6. I also found that every HSK level needs more than 6 months to complete, since every level doubles the amount of words that we should memorize. Like, for example, to complete HSK 1, we need to know 150 words, and in HSK 2, the amount of words that we should know is 300, and for HSK 3, it doubles. For the criteria, as you can see, criteria 1 and 2 is if I have not finished HSK 2 but good in reading pinyin. Criteria 3 and 4 is if I finish HSK 2. Criteria 5 and 6 if I also memorize all the Hanzi. And the highest criteria is if I have reached the middle of HSK 3 and can read all the Hanzi from HSK 1 to that level. Next is the process. The first thing I did was planning. At first, I planned to learn Mandarin until HSK 4, but after doing research and having several discussions with my personal project supervisor, I decided to change it to what you've seen in the criteria before. I chose a Mandarin institution near my house named Happy Learning. I have lesson there 3 times a week. Besides the lesson, I also did practices every day from books or watch YouTube videos about the grammar. Before, I said that memorizing the Hanzi is the most difficult challenge in this project, right? So what I did is I wrote the Hanzi. And as per the second week of January, I have passed the target. I almost finished my HSK 3 lesson. I interviewed my teacher from school and also from the Mandarin course as the final product. The product is the interview with the teacher about my improvements. I also asked about the effective way of learning Mandarin.
The biggest improvement is in writing. For your writing the criterion D, I can see the improvement. And then for speaking as well. For me, the effective way is from watching movie.
So overall, from this personal project, I learned that first is to manage my time. Second is to be patient. In writing the Hanzi, it needs much time, and the steps should also be in order. While I'm a person that gets bored easily. Last one is to reduce procrastination. I spend my free time every day writing Hanzi and doing practices, so I have enough time to do the project. That's all from me about this project.
Hi, hello. My name is Kanya Maharani. I'm from 10 Milkyway, and today I'm going to talk to you about my personal project called A Brief Spotlight on ADHD. So first, I'm going to explain a little bit about the background of my project. As you might be able to tell from the title, the goal for my personal project was to raise people's awareness and understanding, including my own, towards ADHD. And so the way that I decided to do this was by writing a simple, short guidebook on this topic. I will talk more about this book later on. So I chose this topic for my personal project because I've always been interested in studying the way that people behave and why people behave that way. One thing that influences the way that people behave is disorders. Now, I thought that researching on disorders in general was too broad of a topic, so I chose to focus on ADHD in particular. This project is connected to the global context of identities and relationships. This is because one of the explorations under this global context is mental health, and disorders like ADHD are obviously part of that. Our personal projects also have to be challenging. I consider my personal project highly challenging because, first of all, like anything to do with mental health, this topic is quite sensitive and it has to be treated with respect and accuracy. I also have to make sure that the information that I present is accurate and from a reliable source because, presenting inaccurate information would be very detrimental to my goal. I've also never written a book before, and I think many people would agree that that's a pretty daunting task that needs lots of time and effort. Other than that, I also had to contact and interview other people, and talking to people that I don't really know makes me very, very anxious, so that was a big challenge that I had to overcome. To assess the success of my project, I established these 8 criteria. They basically talk about how the product should be easily readable, understandable, accurate, and the book cover and illustrations have to also be appealing and relevant. The product should also be fully complete, and I would need more than 30 responses on my survey as a sort of evidence for the project's reach. Alright, next I'm just going to give an overview of the research results of my project. So as I've mentioned before, I compiled my research into a short guidebook here. So this is the cover of the book, and here you can see the table of contents listing what's inside. As you can see, there are 2 parts. The first part contains chapters discussing the basics of ADHD, such as the definition and symptoms and diagnosis and treatments. The second part presents the results of my interview with a psychologist who is also a mother to a child with ADHD. That was very interesting to get. Now, prior to writing this guidebook, I sent out a survey about ADHD to the secondary school. Here you can see some of the results. Okay, so some of you might be wondering, what is ADHD? I've been using that word this whole video, but what is it actually? ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, and it is a neurodevelopmental disorder. Neurodevelopmental means basically that its symptoms start developing in childhood. These symptoms include inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity. People with it are usually very distractible and energetic. It's one of the most common neurodevelopmental disorders in children and adults, and surveys indicate that ADHD can be found in about 5% of children and 2.5% of adults. There are 3 types of ADHD, and to be diagnosed, your symptoms have to fulfill a certain criteria. They usually use this book called the DSM-5. And there have actually been a lot of famous, influential people with ADHD, including Thomas Edison, Mozart, Michael Phelps, and also Adam Levine. Unfortunately, though, there are still some harmful stereotypes and stigmas about ADHD, including things that, like, people with ADHD are stupid or don't try hard enough, that girls can't have ADHD, or that it's not even a real thing. These are all, of course, untrue. So just before I finish, I just want to ask you to please fill in the feedback form that will be given after this about my project. Also, if I have managed to somehow get your interest, the link to the book will also be in that form. Yeah, that's all from me. Thank you so much for your time, and have a good day.
Okay. Hello. Hello. Today I'm going to present to you about my PYP exhibition and my slide here. This is the table of content. This is my goal and global context. My goal is to create a website or blog to put my knowledge and understanding. The global context is orientation in space and time, and how to make students understand about history more, and a more global history. This is the challenges. This project is challenging for me because I procrastinate a lot and delay my progress because I'm lazy sometimes, most of the time. Other than that, it's not really hard, but because I procrastinated, I have just done the 90% of the progress just yesterday. Just yesterday, before this presentation is being recorded. This is the summary of my research. I interview with experts, and for the secondary one, I read the websites and find history videos on YouTube, mostly. So this is my primary research. So I interviewed my homeroom teacher, who is a history teacher, to test my overall knowledge of what my topic is, and he suggested some sources for me to research. And my secondary research is I found a website. I find a website and videos explaining my topic to expand my understanding and to add to it, to add for my website. So this is my timeline, and this is the quality of my product, and this is the HL skills. The thinking one is I need to identify problems, goals, and objective, and how to achieve it. Goals by website, video, or survey. And those are my ATL skills, or at least the skills that I need to improve. And this is my reflection. I think I'm done here. Thank you for watching my presentation.
Hello, I'm Ken, and this is my personal project exhibition. The goal of my personal project is to make jazz more noticeable or known to the people around me through an informative and interactive website. The global context of my personal project is personal and cultural expression, the ways in which we reflect on, extend, and enjoy our creativity. Creativity can be developed. The more you do it, the better you are doing at it. Jazz is all about improvisation and free play. It's a playground for musicians. It is where we express our feelings, emotions with joy and creativity. Challenges. For me, this project is challenging because there are a lot of possible ways for me to achieve my goal. At the first, I'm still a little confused on how I can achieve my goal. Then, I decided to do it through informative website and survey instead. The challenges comes in when I have to think on how to place the information on the website. Creating interactive websites, choosing the template for the website, it is also quite difficult. The website development, choosing which information to put, and very limited feedback in survey, which is 38 respondents. The summary of research. The summary of research is divided by two, the primary and the secondary. For my primary research, this is what I get from the survey, which is for the content and for the website. What do you know? What do you want to know more about jazz music? Can it make you feel relaxed? How to play it? The origin, type of song, what's it called jazz? And for the website, the features, the media, the playlist, the layout, the song recommendation, and is it easy to navigate, organized, informative, and good visuals. And for the secondary research, is jazz has all the elements that other music has. It has melody, that's the tune of the song, the part that you most likely to remember. It has harmony, the notes that make the melody sound fuller. It has rhythm, which is the heartbeat of the song. But what sets jazz apart is improvisation. This is the criteria for my personal project. I believe that I've succeeded this project with the criteria of 7 and 8, which I have fulfilled all the information needed with the simple website template and with complete request features. And for the content, I think it's also 7 and 8 because I've completed all the materials according to the survey result with more additional information. This is the timeline where it all began from 13 August to 24 December. As you can see, for the 24 September, I've made a choice to change my goal from creating a jazz tutorial video to making a website so I can help you guys more. So this is the final product for my personal project, which is my website, my jazz website that I want to create. So I created this website to help people to know more about jazz, the history about jazz, and you can also listen to jazz music, which is also included in this website in the music page. This website consists of 4 pages: the home page, music page, info page, and the gallery page. When you first click the link, you'll be directed to the home page, which consists of a little information about jazz and why it's called jazz. If you click to the music page, it will consist of 3 main playlists, which is all good, famous jazz music that you can click. You just click this button.
I fall in love.
And then for the third page, which is the information page, it consists of more about jazz, and it make us feel relaxed. Why do I listen to jazz? And the last page will be the gallery page, which has famous jazz pictures and jazz arts. For the ATL, I've chosen 3 ATL from the thinking, self-management, and research. For the thinking part, I chose identify problems and develop aims, goal, and objective. How to achieve the goal by website, videos, and surveys. Self-management, keeping to class schedules and project deadlines, maintaining balance between class and projects. And research, finding information in different media, websites, videos, books, and quotes. Reflection. Being an IB student will help me succeed in this project because I can use the skills of inquiry to learn the development of jazz, the history of jazz, and jazz itself. Open-minded. To learn more about jazz, creating the website. For creating the website, I had to reach out to people and be more open-minded to take opinion from different perspectives. If I could make this project more smoother, then I need to be more flexible in terms of timing and dedicating my time for this project even more. This is the feedback form for my website and my exhibition. Thank you for listening.
Hello guys, it's me, Colonel Sparklow, and this is my personal project journal. My goal is to inspire high school students by selling on online business. My inspiration for this personal project goal came from my own initiative to do online business, to earn some money and gain some earning to make my parents proud and have pride or self-satisfaction that I can earn money by myself at high school age. That can also inspire high school students to do online business and motivate them. My global context is identities and relationship. Based on Berita1 and Kompas.com, around 23% of students in Indonesia experience stress or laziness because of the online school we have that make us a student forget who we are. I know this because I have experienced it too, but there is a way to end this stress and laziness by gaining self-satisfaction or a value or a reason to motivate ourselves by earning something in online shop or business that benefits others and you, also prepared for the future life. So here are the research. The first one is the primary research. So, the first one I conduct a research or recording session with my brother, an expert in online shop. The second one is I watch Success Before 30 video and also the tips to be businessman starting from zero. Here are the action plan and timeline. The first one I ask the expert and I make the product, also buy the bottle for my sambal, and I sell it on Tokopedia, Lazada, and Shopee. After it, I have a contest on IG for the marketing and also calculate my earning around 1.5 in Shopee and 1 million in Tokopedia, 500 in Lazada. And the winner face for the contest just now, and planning, but last but not least, the video to inspire the high school student. Here are the criteria and product outcome. The first one, I have 5 aspects: marketing, branding, strategy, and earning. And the last is inspiring. I chose these 5 aspects because this aspect is the most applicable from my project and my goal, since I want to inspire high school students to do online business at high school. So here are the achievement from 1 to 2. I have 5 criteria: 3 to 4, 5 to 6, and 7 to 8. Here are the result of the criteria outcome: the branding, the strategy such as the post, the earning as I screenshot it, and in Google Sheet too I calculate the profit, loss, and data. Inspiring, the last but not least, the video, and to inspire the high school student, and the form for response. Evaluation and conclusion. I consider this action or my project as a highly succeed because my goal is to inspire high school students to start an online business with the global context, identities, and relationship that has the main vision to unlocking potential belief that younger age high school students has a potential to make themselves proud and gaining self-satisfaction or value, motivate them to be happy by having them to sell something in online business that can benefits them and others. In conclusion, my project highly support my global goal and global context by reaching the criteria level from A to D, which is my own personal strategy, income, marketing, and branding that that support my product and earning, and the criteria E to deliver my sharing or experience in criteria E until D, such as strategy, income, marketing, and branding to my audience, like my experience sharing my journey from zero until I can earn 3 millions in a month and motivate them to start an online business at high school. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Pandiko Santoso from 10 Milkyway. So right now I will present my personal project result, Sport Tech Info. The content: goal, global context, challenge, summary of research, criteria, process journal, quality of product, reflection, and feedback survey. My goal is to promote and introduce local soccer and football booths from Indonesia through Instagram. My global context is globalization and sustainability, the interconnectedness of human-made systems and communities. In my project, I use the Instagram as human-made system. I make a connection between football and futsal local brand with the community. The main purpose is to introduce the local brand globally. The challenge is, in this project, I face several challenges to attract more people to visit and comment on my Instagram. First, I have to know different hashtags, and second, I have to research more information about the type of the shoe and the price. My research: I researched about the brand and one of the famous types, for example, Specs Accelerator. Accelerator type is one of the famous and one of the favorite types from Specs brand because Accelerator type is one of the highest type in Specs product until the price is almost 1 million rupees. I also did a similar research for brand Otus 8 and Zetro. Criteria: most of the respondents are beyond my Instagram friend list. Well edited, good photo quality, using the best type for each brand. Process timeline: in October, I did the planning. I did the research about the brand and research about the type of the brand. And on November, I did the investigation. I did the deeper investigation into the product and the type of the product. And December and January, I did the action. I started to writing and post the product and little bit hashtag and description on the comment. And in February, I did the evaluation and reporting, send feedback, and write report. This is the picture, the quality of my product picture. Reflection, skill. This project helped me to improve my skill on social media, and this project has helped me to improve my knowledge, which is before I didn't know about variation of the product, and right now, because I have to research from media, so I know about kind of type of product. I need you to send me a feedback about my personal project result, and thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hey everyone, my name is Phoebe Setawijaya and I am from grade 10 Milkyway. Please let me welcome you to my online personal project exhibition. So before I explain further about my personal project and its product, please let me tell you a brief explanation on what my personal project is all about. Enjoy! For my personal project, I wanted to try new things that will be useful for me in the future, which then, after considering for a while, I chose public speaking as a skill that I want to develop throughout this personal project. I decided that I wanted to do seminar, but since this is COVID season, I think that's unlikely. So then I need to do an online webinar through Zoom. The topic that I chose is a topic that I'm very passionate about and have been researching for quite a long time, which is the teen brain. Why I chose the teen brain? Because I understand that a lot of teenagers in my school, out there, and even myself are struggling with the same things, which are not being understood by our parents. So that's why I chose the teen brain as my topic. So here is the table of contents for this exhibition. So firstly, I will talk all about my project. Second, then I will talk about the criteria. Then I will talk about the process, step-by-step process. And then the last one is the end product. So please enjoy. All about my project. My goal for this personal project is to hold a webinar regarding the importance of building a relationship with teens by understanding the teen brains and coping with it. Through this personal project, I want to elevate the topic on how parents can build relationship with their teens from the perspective of the teenagers, which is myself. Moving forward, this project will be based on the global context of identities and relationship. The global context relates to my project because I will explore human relationships, in particular, adults-parents' relationship with their teens. Now, throughout this project, I encountered several challenges that are quite challenging for me. These challenges include not an expert. What do I mean by not an expert? For all we know, I am surely not an expert to talk about the teen brain and how to build relationship with teenagers. It is highly challenging for me to deliver a topic to parents, which is my target audience, without them getting the idea that I'm teaching or preaching them about parenting. Secondly, doing this webinar itself was a challenge for me since this is a new thing for me. In grade 9, I was planning to do a seminar. However, due to the situation right now, I'm unable to do so. So that's why creating an online webinar is certainly a new thing for me. Public speaking. Coming as a moderator and a speaker is also challenging. There are numerous times where I have done presentations with people watching me. However, doing this webinar completely changes everything since the approach, the delivery, and etc. is completely different from a face-to-face seminar or presentation. And last but not least is the COVID season. Due to the COVID, I am unable to meet face-to-face with my speaker or my experts, which is very hard for me to discuss a lot of things with my speaker. After explaining a lot about my project, let's move forward to the criteria. In order for my product to be considered successful, there are certain criteria and standards that must be met. These criteria includes intended audience, being able to reach the intended audience of 20 to 30 participants. To get full grades, I need to get 20 to 30 participants to attend my webinar. Secondly, being able to collect reliable data. I need to be able to collect primary and secondary research from multiple resources so that my data will be reliable on the webinar. The third one is conduct a good webinar. One of the criteria in conducting a good webinar is able to invite an expert as a guest speaker. Then, last but not least, receive positive feedbacks. To get full grades, I need all the participants of my webinar to give positive feedback about the webinar itself, whether it's about the topic, the speaker, or myself. Now, moving on to the step-by-step process. This product is not instant. There are processes that I need to go through. The first thing is very clear, that I need to find the main topic for the webinar. After deciding on what I want to do and the topic for my webinar, I need to do a lot of research that includes primary and secondary research. For the primary research, I asked a bunch of questions to my friends regarding the topic of parents-kids relationship. And for the secondary research, I did a research on multiple websites, including watching a bunch of talk shows such as TED Talks and others that discuss about the teen brain itself. From then, in December 2020, I contacted the experts, which is KABI, an ex-facilitator that is used to discussing the teen brain and how to cope with it. Then, I conducted several online meetings through Google Meet with the experts to discuss the content of the webinar. After agreeing about all the content, then I created posters and flyers so that people would be interested in coming to my webinar. From there, I created scripts and presentations for my webinar. The day before the D-Day, I did a general rundown of everything with my expert. And here we are at the webinar. As you can see, there are photos and pictures of me, my speaker, and all of the ibu-ibu and bapa-bapa yang kece, including several teachers from LVP and other schools. On the D-Day, I was able to get 50 to 60 participants to join my webinar. And the experience of the webinar itself was truly amazing and remarkable. I was able to have a conversations with parents regarding on why they are so concerned with their teens. However, I was also able to deliver on how to build relationship with teenagers from the perspective of a teenager myself. Not to mention, Kabi and I successfully deliver all of our meaningful contents. After the webinar, we received very positive feedback. From all the feedback that were given, all of the participants agreed that the topic that I chose is suitable for them, and the delivery from both the speaker and I was very clear and very suitable for them. And that is it for my exhibition. Thank you!
Hi, my name is Russell, and today I will be presenting about my personal project titled Diabetic Gastronomy. So, what is my goal in this project? While learning and improving my skills in culinary or gastronomy, I would also like to apply scientific knowledge in order to find alternatives for diabetics and making sure that everyone can enjoy these alternatives healthily. Making sure that there is a good amount of fibers, protein, vitamins, and other nutritious contents. To deliver this message, I will also be raising awareness on social media, one of the powerful platforms such as Instagram. My global context for this project is scientific and technical innovation. Although many people would argue or suggest it to be possibly something socially related, the way I'm trying to conduct or approach my project is through a scientific approach and using that scientific knowledge to create valid and healthy or working recipes at the end of this project. Thus, the most ideal global context for my case is scientific and technical innovation. Next, obviously there would be challenges for this project, such as time management and little experiences, or understanding the concepts and raising awareness itself. So the first challenge for myself is project time management, as we have to finish this project in under 7 months, and I have to research, write, plan, cook, and raise awareness at the same time. Managing all of these things with my school project and school life itself would be a big challenge for me. Secondly, my second challenge would be having little to no experiences in cooking or doing anything in the kitchen. The only thing I actually know how to do is cooking instant noodles and egg, and I can barely chop properly and making them look neatly as well. So having very limited skills in this field, thus it would prove as a challenge for me. Another challenge would be understanding the deeper concepts when researching the scientific side of things. Although science is one of my favorite subjects and I enjoy the learning process itself, sometimes it can be very stressful and challenging when you don't have the right teachers or materials. Thus, teaching or learning by myself might be a challenge for me in this project. Lastly, my other challenge would be consistently raising awareness on this issue on social media. Although I've had several prior knowledges regarding this issue, running my account on my own and having a steady growing following might be quite difficult and challenging for me. Thus, this would be one of my other challenges for this project. My research was compiled from surveys, secondary research, and interviews. I have many research questions, but categorized into 6 sections. I researched the most popular foods, scientific knowledge on diabetes in Benelux region, diabetic ingredients for recipes, alarming statistics for awareness, tips of making recipes, and running a social media account. My criteria is divided into 4 sections. Audience, I need 3 feedback from diabetics raising 200 followers and averaging 40 likes. Content from making 3 recipes. Function, 3 out of 3 food passing Benedict's test. Impact, major culinary improvement by making 3 food and getting 40 positive feedback from followers. This is my process, which spans over 5 months, and then these are the pictures as evidence of them. And this is the product itself, which has the social media and the food itself and the recipes, and I will be posting more of them on the Instagram account. As for feedback, please check out the Instagram account to submit feedback. Thank you.
Welcome to my personal project, being productive of the most unproductive thing I like. Hi all, my name is Samantha Felicia Chandra. I'm from 10 Milkyway, a student at Sekolah Victory Plus, and the younger child of the family. Aside from my identity as a student and the young child, I want to introduce myself one more time. Hi all, my name is Samantha Felicia Chandra. I'm 15 years old, and I'm a K-pop fan. As being an active K-pop fan, I usually saw comments saying that being a K-pop fan is something useless. And so my goal for my personal project is to convince more people who underestimate K-pop fans that being a K-pop fan is not something useless. I will be making projects that will gather several K-pop fans to help others in need by donating them several health equipment during this pandemic, foods, and a bunch more things. I will be selling official goods and the goods I make on my own, and all the profit will be given to those in need. Moving on to my global context, which is identities and relationships. I chose this because my project has connection with friends, communities, and learning other culture, which is Korean culture. And for the identity itself, as I said before, aside from my identity as a student and as the youngest child of the family, I also have the identity of being a K-pop fan. Now, challenge. Is my project challenging? Is it challenging? Yes. Because I need to grab the fans' attention regarding to my project. I don't have that huge amount of connection with most of my fandom mates. I need to learn several Korean vocabulary in just limited amount of time. Also several transaction vocabulary, and I have to learn about the shipping process, how the product is shipped from Korea to Indonesia. And I've tried doing MBTI tests, and let us say that I'm an introvert person. It will be hard for me to make connection with other people. For the summary of research, I'll be using the primary research and the secondary research. For the primary research, I'll be asking questions to some of my fandom mates. So I'll be trying to use TikTok as a platform for me to promote my questionnaires, and so more and more people will answer. And for the secondary research, I'll be interviewing experts that knows the undang-undang of selling goods. And I will also do research by using trusted website. Next is the criteria, so I'll only be showing the criteria to get 7 and 8. There are several aspects that needs to be considered, which are the product quality, aesthetic, quantity, cost, audience, and impact. The process and the product outcome. So for the product that I made on my own, the first thing I did was conducting research. I was able to get 1,511 responses from my fandom mates by using TikTok as a platform to me to promote my questionnaire. And after conducting research, what I did was designing the product. These are the product outcome. Next is the process and the product outcome of the official goods from Korea. So the first thing I did was learning Korean vocabulary. Second thing I did was communicating with the Korean seller. Last but not least is the reflection. I learned so many things after conducting this project. First of all is buying goods from Korean seller. I learned about other culture, especially Korean culture. I learned how to talk with Korean people. And for making my own product, I learned how to draw on iPad. I learned several fabric types as well. About this project, I gained more friends from my fandom, which is very great because I'm personally an introvert person. I rarely make friends with people, especially new people. And throughout this project, I noticed that our role model actually plays a big role in our lives. They usually change our perspective of something. I also learned several ATL skills, which are communication skills, because I need to communicate with my fandom mates and I have to communicate with the foreigner. I need to learn new language and try to speak with them. And then thinking skill, because I need to think of what project can I make with what I like when people say it is useless. And then social skill, how I socialize with people I've never met before and having to learn their language and their culture, and then having several online friends by socializing with them. So it is a very great experience of mine. Last thing I wanted to ask is, does my project change your perspective about K-pop fan? That's it from me. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Steven and this is my PP project. This project is called Self-Taught Game Development. The global context for this project is personal and cultural expression because I want to develop my creativity by learning how to make a game. A game needs game sprites, backgrounds, music, and also the code. By learning how to do these things, I develop my creativity by applying it to a game. My goal is to learn how to make a video game because it can allow me to develop and express my creativity through story, character, and music design. I picked this project as my PP because I've been watching game developer videos on YouTube and I've been interested in coding for a long time, so this is my chance to fully commit to learning. The YouTubers that I watch is called Danny and Breakies, you can see the image at the top. My project of making a game is challenging to me because I need to learn how to use several new softwares that I've never heard of before. Even though I know a little bit of coding, I never have experience in coding an actual game using Unity. To make the game, I will be using Unity, which I never used before. I have only watched other people use it. I have never composed music and I will have to learn how to use Boscasio to make the music for my game. I'm also not really skilled in art as my art score is quite average, which could impact the outcome of my game sprites. I use Piskel over Krita because it is simpler and it has a built-in animation preview. For the music, I use Boscasio because it is simple and easy to use. For the game engine, I will use Unity because I have watched many Unity videos and I understand the UI. The SFX generator that I use is online and it's called SFXR. The text editor that I use is Visual Studios because it has Unity integration which can help autofill certain keywords. This is my success criteria and it has 4 aspects, which is function, audio, aesthetic, and impact. So this is my process of creating the product. There is coding, making the sprite, and using Unity to lay it all out. After doing this PP project, I feel more confident in using Unity, and I might make more games in the future. I feel that making a game and coding is very fun, especially when the code works after we fix an error. I learned that making a game isn't that easy, but it isn't that complicated either. I definitely think I can do better in this project because I am not satisfied with my work. This PP project can also help me in DP because I pick computer science as one of the subjects. Thank you.
Hi everyone, greetings. My name is Teresa and today I'll be explaining to you Road to a Far-Fetched Dream, which is a project I made for my MYP5 personal project. As a teenager and an active user of social networks, it wouldn't be very surprising for me to discover gender-biased hateful comments in various posts and social media. As Indonesia dictates a rather traditional view of gender, people are restricted from doing certain activities when it is not in accordance to their designated gender. Dominant narrative of gender stereotype present in Indonesian society cause male and female inauthentically change themselves to fit these social expectations. So, as I briefly explained before, this project would be a gender activism project where I aim to not only tackle inequalities but also to unveil psychological effects of enforcing the norm towards adolescents. So the global context for this project would be identities and relationship, as I will be exploring identity formation and self-esteem, as well as psychological and social development transitions. So reasoning on why this project will be challenging for me is because, first of all, I am just a student with no expertise and experience in the psychological field. As I am planning to make infographic posts, I will be needing information verifications. Second of all, I have never conducted or become one of a speaker in a webinar, so this will be a brand new experience for me. So moving on to the process of this project, before I start with everything, I conducted the investigation process where I sent out questionnaires to teenagers to tell me their personal experience dealing with toxic gender stigma in their everyday life. I was able to acquire 68 responses from teenagers all over Indonesia, and their stories were surprising. Hearing their personal experience dealing with this daily, unable to express their true self, made me realize that this project was a very important thing to do. With this, I decided to make products that would be accessible by the whole public. To know whether or not my campaign were effective, I created a criteria covering 3 points: content, research, and knowledge. So, executing my primary research, I interviewed 2 psychologists who has also conducted a similar project in the past. I talked to them personally and gained new insight into this topic. While with my secondary research, I used a tool called the OPVL. I use this tool to analyze and test the research material I'll be using to acquire the most reliable and valid sources. Throughout the whole process, I acquire information from journals, book chapters, research papers, watch videos, and also attend online webinars. So, Let's talk about my product. The first one will be the webinar. This event was called the Mematahkan Stigma Beracun, or in English, Breaking Toxic Stigma. In the webinar, we mainly discuss the influence of negative stigma surrounding gender on teen psychological growth and how it also affects their self-image. It was successfully held and reached various of teenagers from Java Island and even reached to some people in Kalimantan Island.
Maka itu salah? Enggak. Kembali lagi, menangis adalah salah satu bentuk ekspresi emosi sedih. Dan semua orang pasti pernah sedih. Dan walaupun memang ekspresinya itu beda-beda, nggak semuanya nangis, ada juga yang kayak.
To my second product, I made an online campaign account on Instagram with the username of katamereka.ind. I uploaded several posts exploring the history and origins of gender norms, Indonesian gender concepts, and also the social psychology of sex and gender. Throughout the whole project, I gained insight and in-depth information regarding this topic. I also got the opportunity to speak with psychologists to discuss this matter from their point of view. Lastly, I also gained new experience executing and becoming a speaker in a webinar. So thank you so much for listening till the end. Please do open the link that will be provided for the feedback form and fill them with what you think after getting to know my project. Goodbye!
Hello guys, my name is Trisha from 10 Milkyway. So I will presenting about my personal project. My goal making this is to create baking videos and upload them on Instagram. And I will promote or encourage the young generation to unlock new skill during this pandemic. My topic relates to this global context, personal and cultural expressions. To upload video to social media, it will be a new experience for me and it is challenging for me because I'm a shy person. So for that, it requires me to appear confident to start this project. I have no experience making videos before. I have to make creative videos with good edits and learn some new skills. My process is from October 2020. I do some research primary and secondary. Primary research, I ask people to help me in answering the form that I will survey. This is their responses. They prefer buy the snacks rather than make. They like to watch recipe videos and the platform that they most use are Instagram. That's why I chose Instagram as my project media and another responses. Next, for the secondary research, I reading articles. There are 4 questions that I search. The conclusion is for references and ingredients. I search on YouTube and Pinterest. There are lots of references, such as the course and where to buy it. Lots of good apps for a video editing, but I choose iMovie because I already know this editing app. To take a good video, the aspect ratio of the video is also an important thing that must be adjusted to the social media platform. The component for the criteria that I need is time. Video that lasts 2 minutes long has a higher audience engagement. Impact. Female participants on their perception of how video technology can promote confidence in learning new cooking skills to assist in meal preparation. Viewers. Teenagers prefer learning to use videos than books. So for this baking recipe, better video than book recipe. Cost. You need to consider everything, from the ingredients to how long the item takes to preparation and cook, in your cost per item. This is my process when baking the recipe: Nutella French toast casserole and chocolate cake. There are ways too. Product outcome. This is the result of 2 recipes that I made. Reflection. Because of this project, I learned the terms of baking tips and tricks. The example are folding it. It's a technique of mixing light dough, such as beaten egg whites, or with heavier ingredients, such as wheat flour. Sifting is sifting for cocoa powder or powdered sugar to remove lumps. Whipping is whisking the ingredients of the cake using a whisk or mixer so that all the ingredients are evenly mixed and the cake dough is light and smooth. I developed new skill which is editing using iMovie. Why editing skills are very important? This app is very useful and must have this skill because maybe later for the future upcoming tasks that are require video editing, I can use this application. This personal project as a platform for me to get my confidence and my communication skill. This video is communicate my talent in front of my friends. I also learned about how to manage my time. Even though I still miss in various aspects, My time management is not perfect, but I learned that I should be able to manage my time properly so that the result will get better. If you want to give me some feedback, you can please visit my Instagram account at baking.tr and kindly give me likes and comment. Please recreate my recipe and then tag me to my Instagram account. Enjoy!
Hello, my name is Fiandro Balasucaksono, and I'm here to tell you about my personal project. So my personal project is video advertisement. My goal is to prove that people are wrong. The people who underestimate videography as a hobby, saying it's a useless activity and it can make any money for you, are very wrong. Well, we're living in 2021 and videography or editing are important in this era. A lot of industry, business or entertainment use the service of videography or editing, and it's actually not that hard to learn the basics of videography or editing. Well, why is this challenging for me? I already love video editing as a hobby since I was in primary. Even most of my friends already know that I'm good at it, but making a video advertisement is the first time for me, and also I will have a client, so it's kinda challenging for me to do it. I will creating video based on their preference and request, and I took video advertisement as my PPs because I realized that nowadays many brands advertise their products through videos with very good quality. And my global context for my personal project is personal and cultural expression. The correlation between the global context that I choose is we're expressing what we're thinking, our ideas by videography. And the criteria. So the important component for my PP is the time duration. Why is this matter? It's because the faster the video is done, the faster I can finish the PP docs. And what will be the result? The result will be the video of the advertisement that I create. And then there is client satisfaction. Why is that matter? It's because to find out whether the video matched the client's expectation or not. And the result will be in the Google form that I put in the slides. And then this is for the score that I make. So if the duration is about 15 seconds, it will get like 1 until 2. The impacts because the video is too short. If it's have 15 seconds duration, and then 3 until 4 is the duration is about 30 seconds. The impacts of 30 seconds video advertisement is it's not too fast or nor slow, yeah. And then there's the 5 until 6. The duration will be 45 seconds. I think it's the standard duration for video advertisement. And then the last 7 until 8, it's more than 60 seconds. The impact it have more longer duration, so it's able to give all the informations about the product. And timeline. This is timeline for my personal project. I already looking at ideas for my PP from July 16, 2020. And then I already researched about the global context of my topic, doing the success criteria, do research about video advertisement, and then finding the best video advertisement technique and concept. And then I do survey and interview on 12 September 2020. My client is my friend, which is Guna. He's having a personal project too. He's creating a racing simulator for his product. And then I make an appointment with him on 18 November 2020. I plan to meet the client. Yeah, change. And then I do recording on 20 November 2020. I came to his house and took videos of his product. I exporting all of the footage on 21 November 2020. And then I started to do the editing on 5 January until 7 January. Yeah, I know it's a bit late because I have something else to do. And then the finish of the product is on 7 January. And then I give it to my clients on 15 January because he has another business. I don't know. And then the equipment, for the hardware, I use Canon EOS M50 mirrorless for shooting the product, and a smartphone flashlight for the technique that I use. And then the software, are Adobe Premiere Pro and Adobe Illustrator. So Adobe Premiere Pro is the software for the video editing, and the Adobe Illustrator is for creating logo. My clients is also asked me to create a logo for him. And then the primary research, I already watched a lot of advertisement videos, and most of it, the duration of the video is around like 1 minute. But in that 1 minute, they can put all the information of the product, and they give the information with a very simple design but very easy to understand. So it's very informative and understandable. And here are some of the video advertisement that I choose as my reference.
Di video kali ini, gue akan membahas
and the product outcome. This is the product outcome. Okay, I will give you some of shots of it. Okay, so this is the logo that I created for him. He asked me to create a logo for him because he don't know how to design, so I created for him. Yeah. Okay. So the progress here. So this is the document of the raw footage of the product, and then here is the editing software. This is Adobe Premiere Pro. So yeah, this is the timeline, all the footage. Yeah, and then here are the client responses and how's the quality of the video. Yeah, he said it's very good for him, and then he's satisfied with my video, and his suggestion for my next project is maybe at 360-degree video. So it's like we take a shot like in all angles for the product. And the strength and weakness. My strength is editing and the concept, because I have like consistent concept. Yeah. And the weakness, I don't have a gimbal stabilizer, so the video that I took is not very stable, and I have bad lighting because I took the videos on his like gaming room, and his product is very big, so we cannot move it easily. And areas to develop, I think like the lighting technique, and then angle on shooting the product, and maybe more like stable hands, so I can shoot stable without using stabilizer. And the outcome video is not very stable because my hands is kinda shaky, and I don't have stabilizer to record it because it's expensive. But thank God I'm good at editing, so I can make it much better from the raw footage. And the outcome video is not as good as I imagined before, but at least the client is satisfied with the video. I must learn a lot about lighting because some of the preferences that I saw have a very good quality. Well, I already know that lighting can give a big impact for a video, but I never learned very deep about it because my thought is I can change the lighting with the software. Yes, we can do it, but the results are still less good if we compare it with the real lighting. And what I learned from this project is I learned how to create a video for advertisement. I learned that it's not that easy to make a good video advertisement, and I learned how to deal with clients. So that's all for my personal project. Yeah, thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Cindy, and today I will be explaining about my personal project. So what is my goal? My goal is to make an album about the survivors who were discriminated by society and those who suffered from mental illness. Therefore, I believe that my global context is identities and relationships. This is because my personal project focuses on the psychological and social development for my community. During the process, I also encountered some difficulties, such as time management and also writing the lyrics, as I have to exactly express the person's feelings. My first research was to interview 26 people from different types of continents. 17 people from Asia, 3 from Oceania, and 6 from Europe. Their age was from 13 to 17 years old. It means that teenagers are also the survivors from terrible experiences. After that, I did some research on how music can impact a person's mood. It can impact someone's auditory cortex, which are the parts that are involved in memory and emotions. Then how do we know if a chord or a melody is right for the song? Later on, I interviewed our music teacher, Ibu Tia. She said that to do that, we need to explore lots of melodies and chords, and by that, everyone can write songs differently because music is a form of a free art. As you can see, these are some clips that I have recorded during the process of creating the product. Because my album is dedicated to people, I decided to ask people to rate my songs based on the lyrics and also melody. Other than this, I also decided to have minimum 700 views in total listening to my songs from YouTube. I will also write 7 songs because there are so many problems and everyone have their own story, meaning that if I write more songs based on different stories, the more people will be helped. One of my personal project, product, or outcome is actually the background music of this video the whole time. Throughout the process, I also learned some new things and also improved some of my skills. However, if I had the chance to do this over again, I would like to improve my time management, and I would also stick to my plans. I will be aware of the risks before making decisions, and I also want to be more productive to do my personal project. And if you would like to check out my personal project, you can search my name on YouTube. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.
We really hope that you all enjoyed watching what we have produced. If you'd like to see those videos again, please visit our website as shown here and give us some feedback by filling the Google form provided below the video.
To the entire audience, our parents, supervisors, and experts who have supported us from the very beginning of this program, we hope you enjoyed our showcase. Thank you so much and see you next time!
See you next time!